Bakatayahawa, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds of the globe. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Yakar Aben from Great Millstone, Houston. I'd like to start off this lesson with a scripture from, actually, I want to go in. I want to read this on Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, let's look at a quick definition of Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is a coping mechanism to a captive or abusive situation. People develop positive feelings toward their captors or abusers over time. The condition applies to the situations including child abuse, coach athlete abuse, relationship abuse, sex trafficking. Uh, let's go a little bit more. Researchers do not know why some captives develop Stockholm Syndrome and others don't. One theory is that it is learned technique passed down from our ancestors. In early civilization, there was always a risk of being captured or killed by another social group. Bonding with the captors increased the chance of survival. Some evolutionary psychiatrists believe that ancestral technique is a natural human trait. Another theory is that a captive or abuse situation is highly emotionally charged. People adjust their feelings and start having compassion for their abuser when they're shown some kindness over time. Also, by working with and not fighting against an abuser, victims may secure their safety. When not harmed by their abuser, a victim may feel grateful or even view their abuser as humane. Okay, well, we want to say that I wanted to bring that out based on, you know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, what we would call the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, have been under subjection to Esau, Edom, and these other nations so long that that we love our captor. I mean, well, the hopeful elect have cast that off for the most part, because these devils have never done you any good. They've never meant you any good. All they want to do is do you harm. And I mean, you tell the Christians, hey, you're living under your enemy, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it at all. So, I'm going to bring out a couple of scriptures proving that the Most High and His people have enemies. This is Psalms chapter 83 and 1. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Yeah, so these all are confederate with the Most High and His people. They have, you know, they've done us dirty. They've literally done us dirty. I grew up as a African American, and never did I understand, or never in the Christian church did they say, well, hey, you are the Hebrew Israelites. You're the people that the Bible is talking about, because that's exactly what they did. They came together with crafty counsel and said, hey, let's cut them off from being a people, because The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, uh, it seems like the history only begins 400 years ago. Like, just all of a sudden, black people sold other black people into slavery. Okay, and then they did a paper genocide on the Native Americans. They turned them into Negroes overnight. The DOS rolls. But I'm here to tell you, these people are our enemies, and we hate these people. I mean, just like the Lord. I mean, let's get it. It says Psalms 139:19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O power. Depart from me, therefore, you bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Okay, I mean, they took Israel, placed it on themselves, and the true people, they put bywords on. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? Am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. See, the Lord has enemies, and when you in a church growing up, I never knew that the Lord had enemies, but I see now because I know who my enemy is. I look at history and how these Edomites have raped, robbed, pillaged, murdered, you know, lied, stolen. You know, you keep on that. I mean, you can't name all the things that they have done. I mean, the food that they give us now, they have genetically engineered. I mean, we, these devils have got to go. But let me. I want to read a passage in the KJV and the GNT. So to tell you, I mean, it describes this devil to a T. It describes him to a T. If it's not the so-called white man, I don't know who on earth it could actually be. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. This is this is the evil speaking. It said, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and he objecteth to our infamy the transgressions of our education. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself a child of Yahweh. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, but abstain from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own sayings he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine, and were blinded, for their own wickedness have blinded them. Now we're going to get that in the GNT, so to better break it down for you. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Will oppress the poor, even if they are righteous. We'll show no respect to the widows of our old people. We'll call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want. No one ever got anything being weak. Righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. They are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. They claim to know the Most High and they call themselves Yahweh's children. We cannot stand the sight of people like that. What they are, what they are contradicts our whole way of thinking. They are not like other people. They have strange ways. They think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. They boast of having God for their father and believe that when all is said and done, only the righteous will be happy. But we'll see if that's true. Let's see what will happen when it's time for them to die. If the righteous really are God's chosen, God will save them from their enemies. So let's put them to the test. We'll be cruel to them and torment them. Then we'll find out how calm and reasonable they are. We'll find out how much they can stand. We'll condemn them to a shameful death. After all, they say that God will protect them. This is how evil people think, but they are wrong. They are blinded by their own wickedness. And I mean, so who has uh, drugged Israelites behind cars down the road? Who has mutilated and hung Israelites? I mean, so this is the mentality of the so-called white man. This is his whole. I mean, this is how he has treated you, from buck breaking to Jim Crow laws to the Willie Lynch letter. I mean, you can do a quick search on all of these things, and this devil has shown you that that our ways are not like his. I mean, hopefully, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. You know, I like to close off by saying I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect scattered across the four winds. Uh, this is your brother, Yakar Abin, and I'd like to say Shalom. Hopefully this lesson is edifying. Death to the wicked.